that on. Let's see how we get on. Oh, it's been a tough old week, hasn't it? It really has. But I think we just have to keep cracking on, Chris, and just practicing all the time to try and maintain some level of skills. So we had a look at this article yesterday on sleep, didn't we? Yesterday, the day before. That was quite interesting, wasn't it? I thought it was good. Shall we see if there's any other articles that you'd like to have a look at in this magazine? Let me have a look. That was one that you chose, wasn't it? Go back to the index. Oh. Well, you see, one thing that's grabbing my attention, look at this, that picture grabbing my attention. It looks like it's a picture of a sort of touch it, you touch it with your finger there. See, it looks like it's a picture of a rabbit. It says, "Time to shine. Meet the incredible animals that light up their world with their own brand of luminescence." Oh, look at that. Most of us are aware that fireflies can glow, but did you know that Tasmanian Devils can too? Well, actually, no, I didn't. Would you like to have a look at that article? You can tell me yes or no. Yes, very good. Right, so it's on page 44. Let's go and find it. Oh. These pages are fine. Oh, there we are. 42, 43, 44. Oh, look. This is a strange photograph, isn't it? What can you see on that photograph? Just have a little look with your finger and touch. Oh, yes. and another one. Yes. I wonder if you can guess what this is. Some sort of a creature. So, what could you see on the picture? What did you touch? A, N, and E. That's right. An E, ES wouldn't make sense. Go down to the Y. That was X, one over. We're just practicing. Touch the X, touch the Y. Y, and then E. All the way to E. And I, yes, there's two eyes actually, isn't there? 1, 2. I think that's a picture of a Tasmanian devil. Let's have a little read. So, as we're reading, we're going to just try and get your arm moving and practice either on here or on the stencil, okay? And we'll just practice doing some key words. Now, I really need you to start chewing your food though and swallowing it a bit. So have a little drink. I can see you just holding that in your mouth. Okay, swallow it. And chew it. Okay, you can't just keep things in your mouth like that. Wouldn't do you any good, would it? And then it would all get all dry and you wouldn't be able to digest it. Okay, so the article is called Time to Shine. Let's practice the word shine. Come on. S-H-I-N-E. S-H-I-N. Oh, that was very good, very fast. Something to go with shine. S-H-O. Oh, yes, shoe. Very good. Yes. Shine. There was something to go with shine. Shoe. Your dad always says, doesn't he? that if he's ever, in the past, if he was ever interviewing anyone for a job, one of the first things he would do would be to look at their shoes to see if they had shiny shoes. That was important to him. Someone taking care of their appearance. They could have a nice smart suit, but if they had dirty shoes, that was a little cross in one of the boxes. Anyway, we digress. A few years ago, scientists believed only a tiny band of creatures could emit light, but a string of new discoveries has illuminated a wider world of glow-in-the-dark life forms. Now then, so we're talking about creatures that can emit. Creatures that can emit. L, I. Very good. G. Just try and curl those fingers under. That's it. H and T. Creatures that can emit light. Like some more food? Do it on the spoon. Okay. I wonder if you can think of any creatures that can emit light. I think we've done some in the past in lessons, and you've probably done some with Karen. Is there anything that you can think of that would emit light? S, O, M, sun. S-O-M-E, sun. T, Y, very good. That's it, you're over. Come on, push. P, E, and S. Good, we'll just do one word at a time. You're doing so good, we're just getting that arm, finger moving again. Some types. Now let's just use this board as well. See how you do on this. So something that emits light, some types. Go on. Keep it going. Some types. Keep those fingers curled. There. O of F. Oh yes, you're right. I. Keep looking at the board. F-I. Some types of F-I. Where are you going? S and go for the H. That would be a good choice. Go for the H. Some types of fish. Yes. We've seen that definitely on we've seen it on some of the David Attenborough programmes, and I think we've read about them in our magazines. Let's read what this says. This is a good heading. The heading is Devil Makes Light Work. Ooh, you see that sort of heading makes you feel a bit curious. Ooh, what are they talking about? Devil makes light work. It's good to look at the headings and the use of words. Even the use of word in the main heading, time to shine. It sort of has two meanings, doesn't it? It can mean time to shine, like time to show off, you know, and show how good you are at something, or time to shine, time to light up. So here we go. It was pretty shocking when we saw it. Jacob Schoen, a technician at an Ohio zoo, told local reporters in only December 2020, just before the global media circus descended. The source of this storm was this image that we've just looked at, clearly showing that the Tasmanian Devils housed in their enclosure were fluorescing after hours. Parts of their faces were quite literally glowing in the dark. So it's like a sort of a fluorescent glow. What sort of colour do you normally think of when you think of fluorescent glows? Why? Yes, you're right. I would as well, I'd say that. E. Y, E. M wouldn't make sense, go one over. L, L. And all the way to the O. One over. That's it, you're just moving your arm. Ah. And the double yellow would be a good choice, yes. Often when we think of fluorescent, we think of yellow. Or like an orangey. Or sometimes it's like an ultraviolet. This is more like a... What colour would you describe this one as? What colour would you describe this as? Have a go. You would describe this colour as P, U, R, P, L, and all the way up E. Very good. You would describe this colour as purple. Yeah, it's a kind of a purpley bluey colour. So let's read a bit more. Certain Australian mammals, including Tasmanian devils, are thought to manage this via arrangements of special proteins in the skin. So they do it with special proteins in the skin and fur that absorb energy from sunlight during the day. Oh, so they absorb energy from sunlight. Then at dusk they re-emit this energy in a different wavelength, one invisible to humans without the use of black lights or ultraviolet torches. Oh, I see, so we can only see it if we use ultraviolet torches. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Which translate these hidden wavelengths into colours that our eyes can process. Right, so let's just kind of summarise a few of the words from there just for practice. So, what was it that they have in their skin and fur that absorb the energy from the sunlight? They have a type of... Let's do it with the pencil, see if that's easier for you today. Type of S. That's the S. P, good. E, and after the E, C, spec, I, A. Yes, special type of, what was it? Keep it going, you're doing so well. Special type of, just lean forward a bit, go on. Special type of, see if I can get a better position for you. I know you know what we're talking about, we're just practicing and getting this arm moving again. They have a special type of, go on. Which hand? That one. A special type of, you're there, just push for the P. Push for that P. P and, just practicing, remember. R and O and T and all the way up. E and I and a special type of protein. Special protein. Okay. And the only way we can see this light that they emit at night is using what? What type of torch would we need to use? We would need to use an, begins with the U, and L, and then the T, we're just practicing, I know you know it. And then the R, move over one, R, and then up to the A, fast, ultra. I'm going to hold it like this, and let's just try lifting your elbow and see if it goes any faster. Just want to experiment with some different positions. Ultra, no you don't like that do you? Okay, I'm holding the board really low so we can use gravity. B, and just move it up a bit. Push to the I, O. Okay, let's try it this way again. V-I-O, now do L-E-T, ultraviolet, L-E-T, L-E, that's a bit faster, straight to the T. Yeah, okay, so we'll use this position for now. Yeah, we can only see it if we use ultraviolet lights. That just totally reminded me when I read this, it said black lights or ultraviolet torches. Many years ago I worked for a bank. I did, and when I first started work I was working, well first I worked as a clerk and then I worked as a cashier in a bank, and all of the in our bank most of the customers had little books, passbooks they were called. So the passbook would be sort of round about this size, like this, so it would be like a book like that. Okay, and every time that anybody wanted to draw money out of their account, we had to check their signature. And it was quite cumbersome because to go and check the signature, you'd have to look at their account number, which was a long number written on the front of the book, and you'd have to go and find a little card that they'd signed when they opened their account to check the signature. You're holding that in your mouth again. So instead of doing that, the bank had this idea of using the ultraviolet light system. So what they did, we had special pieces of paper that we would put inside the cover of the passbook, and we'd ask the customer to sign their name on the top of the paper. So let's just say that this was the piece of paper. So the customer would sign their name, SM, Finesse, so you could see it written there, and then we'd lift the paper off and it would be totally, but there'd be nothing there, no signature. You think, well, how would that be useful? Well, we had what we called a special black light reader. So if we held this passbook page under the black light reader, we could see an impression of the customer's signature perfectly, and that used ultraviolet light. Isn't that interesting? So instead of having to go and find the signature card, we'd call it, we just had to flick it under the black light reader and check, and when we took it out, it looked like there was absolutely nothing there, so nobody else could see the signature there. So that was just a little interlude. So when I was reading it, it just made me remember. So anyway, the big question zoologists are now asking is why? What role does fluorescence play in animal communication? Week by week, month by month, other animal discoveries are lighting a path towards answers. Oh, here we've got more pictures. Oh my gosh. So this heading, let's read it. Put your finger. Strike me pink. Oh look, it looks like a rabbit or a sort of a hare, doesn't it? In February this year, an African rodent called the spring hare became one of the first non-Australian mammals known to fluorescence. A secret patchwork of luminous markings was discovered upon its flanks, each made up of organic compounds called polyphorins found in the fur. Each individual, male or female, appeared to have its own unique patterns. So you can see, look, there's some sort of, there look, there's some sort of pinky bits. There's some which is just ordinary fur. There's some bluey bits, some browny bits. Oh, and it's in, you know, it's almost like a sort of a pattern, yeah. And they've all got different patterns. So the creature that we're talking about is the African rodent called the, let's just practice it, curl your fingers under, S-P-R, go to the I-N, and the G, the spring, try with the pencil again, H, then the A, R, all the way to the E, the spring hare, yes. So the African spring, stay there, hare, you're doing so well. Have a drink because you've got food stuck in your mouth again. Come on. So this differs from marsupials such as echidnas. Oh, I think we'll have to look at that one. Where the fluorescence tends to occur in distinct regions of the body, such as the eyes, ear or nose. Quite what the purpose these blobs serve has become a hot topic amongst scientists. Some argue that it may be a meaningless side effect as polyphorins break down at different speeds across the fur. Others argue that the patterns may help individual spring hares recognise one another, or that the phenomenon is some form of cryptic camouflage, visual noise to deter predators. So, what would your guess be? If you were a scientist, do you think that you would go with the, it means nothing, it's meaningless, or do you think it would mean something? What do you think? M-E-A-N-S means T H. Oh, you're taking a guess. A means T-H-A. I stopped that. Means that. O T H E and R and S. Very good. So your guess is that it means that others, go on. I'm sorry that we were doing better with the pencil, weren't you? Means that others where? S E C T H E. Oh yes, that could be good. Yes, it means maybe their eyesight is such that they can see each other in the dark because of these fluorescent lights. It could be that. Like you say, it could be, it could even scare off predators. Who knows? Let's have a look. What else? Ooh, look at that! Ooh. That one. There's all lots of yellow dots. See? Yellow dots all over the place. And that says, when sparks fly. I suppose they do. They look like yellow sparks. And it looks like, can you see? It looks like a forest of trees. And this is the Firefly's magnificent light show, which is captured here in Shikoku Island, Japan. And it's produced by a chemical reaction that occurs in the creature's abdomen. A molecule called luciferin mixes with the calcium and oxygen in the presence of an enzyme named luciferase, causing energy to be released in the storm of light. Some of the 2,000 or so firefly species, which are technically all beetles, pulse their glow. Some flash while looping through the air. Others coordinate their flashes with fireflies nearby. Do you know what that reminds me of? I would think if you saw that, you'd think, they look like fairies. You can understand where they had the idea for Tinkerbell in Peter Pan, can't you? Maybe she was inspired by a firefly. So, the firefly, what colour did we see from the firefly? Y, E, L, L, go for the O, O and W. Yes, yellow. And it might remind us of a F, A, I, R and all the way to the Y. Yeah, it might remind us of a fairy. You're doing so well, Chris. We're doing lots of practice. Just getting your hand moving again and having something to eat because we've had a very late start today, haven't we? There. There we are. Let me just have a little glug of my drink as well. Let's take it nice and steady. It says here, the firefly's ethereal glow once shone upon the faces of dinosaurs, yet as each decade passes in the modern age their populations decline. It's a shame, isn't it? The culprit is streetlights, which some fireflies confuse for members of their own species during mating season. It's one more threat on top of habitat destruction, the climate crisis and the use of toxic pesticides, said the Wildlife Trust's Brian Eveson. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? I would love to see fireflies like that. Now then, let's see what this other picture was. Down you come, that's just an impulse just down there. So with this one, have a look. There, can you see? Good look. The colour is... what colour is it? Is that one? Touch the G. G. R. E. And E again. E and then N. Touch the N. Well, that was S. N. The colour is green. Can you guess what the creature is? Just from the picture? It's not that clear, but if you look at it, I think you might recognise. Can you guess what type of creature it is? Have a good look. Good look. Now then, can you guess? You can always tell me no if you can't. What do you think it might be? might be what? L. Next letter, go for it. Next letter would be L, then, oh, I. Yeah, you were there. Move over one from the Y, go to the Z. Z, yes. Finish the word L-I-Z, A, and then go touch the R, R, and all the way up to the D, all the way. Touch the D, D, lizard. So the green one is a lizard. Stay sitting just for a little bit while we finish this. You're doing so well, I'm so proud of you. Come on, because when you're sitting here, I know that we do a little bit more eating, a little bit more drinking, and I think it's important that you have something to eat today. Just for a change, I'm going to try something different. See whether you like using this today. Lizard. You have to use just one finger. Let's just do the word lizard. Find the L. Find the L. You found it? Go on, lift your elbow. Where is it? L and I and you were there. Z and just give a little push to the keys, don't you? A and find it. R and D, lizard. Very good. Let's read you what it says. It's a type of fish actually. This lizard fish, previously unremarkable, lights up like a toothy space dragon well illuminated with a special torch. It's one of thousands of so-called cryptic fish, species that are so hard to spot that few scientists encounter or know about them. So it's a type of what fish? Let's just practice cryptic. That's it, you were there. Just push. C, R. That was you. One over for the Y. Go for the Y. No, not you. Touch the Y. Y, then P. P. Here we are, I'll hold it lower. T. You were there, you touched it but you didn't push. I and the C. Touch the C. Cryptic. Yes, a type of cryptic. Cryptic. It's hard to know anything about them. When I hear the word cryptic, I always think of cryptic crosswords. Oh my God, Chris, the clues are so obscure in cryptic crosswords. I've just never been able to do them. I find them so hard. So that's like with this fish, you know, it's really puzzling to find out about them. So the lizard fish's photographer, Dr. Martin de Brouwer, wants to change that. With a powerful blue torch in one hand and a diving mask fitted with a yellow filter, he's trialling new ways to make easy to overlook fish like this light up like fireworks in order to help conservation scientists seeking threatened species. The survey is exciting and I know more people are testing it out on a wider range of species and environments. Technology like this offers a glimpse of how scientists could use the principles of biofluorescence to understand and protect animals in the future. Oh, look, there's more. Ooh, what's this one? Can you see? There's like there's that looks like ferns and things, and then there's all these like bluey white dots. Oh, and they look like stars almost. And if you didn't see the ferns, you might think that that was a picture from outer space, mightn't you? They look like stars. Have a little drink, please. Get rid of that food in your mouth. There. So on this picture, it looks like, what did we say? Looks like, so you need to use that index finger on here. Looks like S. Very nice. After the S would be, next letter is S. Find it. Yeah, T. A. R. And touch the S. You just touched it, but you didn't push. Stars. Yeah, it's good to get into the habit of just, I thought I'd just use that keyboard just to, because you're hovering over the letter a bit, and it just helps you to just get a little bit of feedback by pushing the button down. So that's why I'm doing that. Look like stars. What's your favourite song about a star? What's your favourite song about a star? T. W. Lovely. Come on. T. W. Go on, you were there. Go straight to it. Oh, that was number 8. The I's just underneath it. I. T. W. I. Go on. Go on. T. W. I. N. We're just practicing. Go straight to the K. There it is. Just to push K. Good. Then the L. And then the E. Go on, straight to the E. Twinkle, twinkle, little. Now let's just do star. S. And then the T. Straight to the T. Tick T, tick, that's G, that's 1 down, up to the T. Oh, and that's 6, go to the T. It's a lot harder, isn't it, when it's a bit further away. Let's hold it here. Go for the T. I'll hold it for you here. Go for the T. T, and then A. You're there, push, and then R. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I know that's your favourite song. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Let's see what it says about these. It says, in a deep dark passage down a deep dark cave, blue-green stars shine bright. These constellations, oh, so it calls them stars. That was good that we thought of that. These constellations are made by the larva of a tiny gnat, and there's a Latin name, Arachnocampa luminosa. And this gnat produces a nest of sticky threads and then proceeds to glow, attracting flies, which it then catches and eats. It's a New Zealand-based fungus gnat, and it's one of a handful of flies known to produce light. Like fireflies, its bioluminescence depends on luciferins. Yet a few crucial ingredients, which were only identified in 2018, differ. Listen, it appears that by utilising different amino acids such as tyrosine, it has hit upon an independent means to generate light not used by any other animal on the planet. This is really interesting, isn't it? Because it makes me think, maybe we could learn from these animals and creatures, and maybe we could produce light that we could see without actually, having to use up the Earth's resources, to generate things like electricity. So let's just practice. The creature that we're talking about, it's a strange spelling because there's a silent G at the start, isn't there? It's a go for the G, then the N. Oh, that's it. The other N, NAT. Then the A, touch the A, and then the T. Touch the T. Have a look on that top line, touch the T. I know you might be getting a bit tired, it's okay. You've been doing so well, I just wanted to practice, that was all. Just touch the T for me, come on. Nat, yeah. Alright, let me write that down. You had a practice doing Nat. GNAT. Let's see if we can finish eating. You just listen while I finish reading this, okay? So, this just hints at how much insects still have to reveal to us, says Dr. Erica McAllister, the National History Museum's resident fly expert. Imagine having that as a job. My job is to be a fly expert. Would you fancy that job? Yes or no? Do you fancy that job? Ooh. Just tell me yes or no. N. An E. Okay, N-E. N-E. V. N-E-V. E. Never. Okay. Never. That is good. Fly expert. Would you fancy that job, I said, and you said never. Bring yourself down and finish what you were saying. I'm curious. Never. Never. T. H. O. Okay. T. H. O. After the O would be U. After the U would be G. H. Never thought. Never thought. A. Go on. Go on. Go on now. Just get your hand to the board. Never thought. A. You don't need to do that. B. O. U. T. Never thought about. T. H. A. T. Never thought about that. Yeah. No, I suppose I hadn't really thought that somebody's job would be a fly expert. I suppose people have got all sorts of jobs, have they? Never thought about that. Imagine going through school or I'm thinking, oh, I know what I want to be. I want as a career, I want to be a fly expert. Or I want to be an ant expert. It's quite fascinating really, isn't it? Let's see how many more of these there are. Oh, there's quite a few. So maybe we'll take a break now and then we can finish these off a little bit later because you've done a lot of practice there and I'm really proud of you. Doing really well. I'd like you to have a bit more to drink, and we'll move and we'll sit over there. Can you just sit on there for a bit? Nice and comfortable. We'll do some reading. We're all reading.